Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we're going to talk about the Lincoln Project. Had a lot of questions about them, but they really boil down to two main questions. First, who are they? Are they the good guys? What are they? What's their intent? Why are they doing this? And the second is about their ads. Like their ads don't make any sense. We'll get to that. They do. They make perfect sense as long as you don't look at them as political ads, at least the type that we see in this country. If you're overseas and you don't know who the Lincoln Project is, or you're here and you don't know who they are, it's a group of Republicans who are going all in on making sure that the Republican candidate for president, Donald Trump, loses. They want to make sure the Democratic candidate wins, the opposition party. Now, people want to know why. Some of them, I think they have a pure motive. I think they understand exactly how erratic and dangerous the president is for the United States. I'm pretty sure they understand this because of their ads. And then I think some of them have a more self-serving motive, which is they want to preserve the Republican Party. And they know that a second term for Donald Trump could actually end the Republican Party. And I don't mean just for the next election, I mean permanently. If Biden wins, all of Trump's policies, when the government enacts something, it's a slow machine. It takes time. Most policies really don't begin to show effect until the following term. So if Biden is in office, he has to clean up all of Trump's messes. And he's running against the clock because he has to do it before they spin out of control. And if he fails, from the Republican point of view, well, we can just blame the Democrats. However, if Trump gets a second term, Trump has to clean up his own messes. And he's incapable of that. He doesn't have the skill set to deal with some of the messes that he's created. And he doesn't have the staying power. This isn't something he can just declare bankruptcy on and walk away, like he has everything else in his life. And people are worried. Within the Republican Party, they're worried that if Trump has to deal with these messes, he won't be able to. The voters will see that, and they will blame the entire Republican Party because the Republican Party enabled him. I think that voters can rightfully blame the Republican Party for this. So they're trying to get him out. That's what's happening. Okay, so that's their intent. What about their ads? Why don't their ads make any sense? They don't have a clear political vision. They don't have a clear philosophy. They don't seem to be appealing to voters. What are they doing? They're not trying to do any of that. They understand that he's erratic and dangerous and easily manipulated. They're trying to goad him into making mistakes. And it's working. It is working. One of the more recent videos that they put out that went viral was the one where it was aimed directly at Trump, talking directly to him, very overt about trying to get inside his head, saying, everybody's against you. They're all laughing at you. They're all whispering about you. Everybody's leaking. You can't trust anyone, Donald. It's everyone. And it's funny. I would imagine that the Lincoln Project was actually alluding to the fact that like 60% of their funding is coming from small donations of less than like $200, the kind that are really not tracked that well, that I believe are probably originating in the House and the Senate. Republicans in the House and the Senate who want Trump gone, but don't want to come out publicly against him because they need his base during the next election. I think that's what the Lincoln Project was actually getting at. But Trump's not that bright. He doesn't see stuff like that. He doesn't think anything through. He sees what's right in front of his face. So he looks at the high-profile people in his administration. Who's the most likely to betray me? Well, the one that's speaking out against you, of course. How long was it between that ad and him starting to distance himself from Dr. Fauci? Not very long. The President of the United States is getting manipulated via tweet. I know some people are saying, well, he could have fired Fauci. That would have been dangerous. Having a president that can be manipulated over Twitter is dangerous. So it's working, or it was working. I actually think they're done, and we'll get to that in a second. And yeah, this is dangerous. It's something that they have to be right on the money with. It can't be too hot, can't be too cold. They got to be perfect. We're talking Goldilocks here. And they're doing a good job of tempering what they say. In another recent one, they had a SEAL come out, you know, the epitome of a tough guy in the United States, and basically call him spineless for his lack of a response to the bounties. I don't think it was a coincidence. In fact, I tweeted about it at the time, but I didn't want to say too much because I knew I was going to make this video. I don't think it was a coincidence that the tough guy image was broken for just a second, just to make sure that Donald Trump understood that there were diplomatic and economic responses as well. It didn't have to be a military one, because the president is dangerous, because he is erratic. And if that had been the one that went viral and pushed his buttons and goaded him, for all we know, he could have launched a strike on Chelyabinsk. So they're doing a good job at tempering it. Yeah, the Fauci thing almost got out of hand, but overall, I think they've done a good job. I didn't make this video because they were doing a good job. I'm willing to make it now because I think they're done. I think somebody in the administration, shortly before the denials started getting issued about trying to smear Fauci, grabbed a giant box of crayons and broke it down for the president and explained what was going on to him. So I don't think they're going to be as effective as they have been in the past. Now, I could be wrong about that because it is Trump, and he is an emotional person. So it may still work, even if he knows what they're doing. But we'll have to see. Now, if you are a supporter of the president, please understand that regardless of how you feel about him, he's getting manipulated over Twitter. The commander-in-chief is making decisions because somebody made fun of him on Twitter. That man is not fit to be in that office. He's not. It doesn't matter if you support him or not. You have to acknowledge that. Because if a group of Republicans can tweet him and have him make policy changes or staffing changes, imagine what a foreign intelligence service could do with training and resources. There's a reason we're losing every foreign policy engagement. The president of Mexico said he didn't have an opinion on the wall because the president of Mexico knows that Trump's completely ineffectual. How embarrassing is that? Make America great. He's a laughingstock, and he can be goaded over Twitter. He needs to go. Now, I don't know if Biden will be able to clean up his messes, but I know that he can't. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.